What up, guys? And welcome back to the Chop Shop, straight from the racetrack. And if you watched my last episode, and you really should, because I think it was hands down my best episode I've ever done. If you watched that, you know that my Cummins turbo has taken a shit, which is why we have been driving the S10 that we just went out autocrossing. I have a little rebuild kit for this thing, and my buddy Sean's gonna come over, give me a hand, and yeah, we're gonna kind of go ahead and get to work. I'm gonna try and be as prepared as I can for when he gets here. If you don't know, these things have variable geometry turbos that fill up with soot and the actuator dies, and that's exactly what's happened with this. My vanes are stuck closed. It sounds like a jet. Makes no power, dumps fuel into it. Sounds cool. Won't go nowhere, but it sounds cool. Beanie weenie, where are you going? Go on. Go on. Go on. No, you go. You go. Go, beanie weenie. Go. Go. So yeah, sounds like a jet. Makes no power. We'll check out this turbo rebuild kit, and I'm gonna start yanking parts. Check out this rebuild kit real quick, guys, and I'm gonna go ahead and just kind of start ripping and tearing and get to work. Because like I said, this is my daily. I live in northern Indiana, southern Michigan. I'm in Niles, so it gets cold, and I've been driving, like I said, the S10 to work, and it's been like high 30s with no heat, and a truck that's very breezy on the way to work in the morning. It sucks. Anyway, got new drain tube for the oil, new supply line for the coolant. We got all of our gaskets and such that we should need. We got new, supposedly better bearings and such. Got a new exhaust side. And then we got the upgraded billet 10 blade. I believe the factory is a 10 blade compressor side. And then we got the billet backing plate. So not a huge upgrade, but I'm hoping that this will be the last time I have to touch this turbo, assuming that the solenoid or the actuator isn't bad. That could still be like another $1,000 obstacle I have to jump after I do this, but when I get to ripping and tearing, I'll check in as I go along. As you guys know, I'm not really much the diesel guy. Some of this shit's just common sense, but get the intake out of the way, get the coolant line drained, and we're kind of just gonna start getting her did. Little progress, guys. So far, we've got obviously the intake off. We've got the hot side of the intercooler off. We've got the supply lines for coolant and oil off. Everything's kind of hanging out here. I'm trying to stay half-ass organized because this isn't something I'm particularly familiar with. But, and let me see if I can get you in here with my little flashlight. Otherwise, I'm going to have to zoom in. But it kind of looks like maybe something's been in this turbo. Can I get my phone and my flashlight in there? Let me get my flashlight real quick. I don't know how well you can see on the... It looks like there's been something hard in there. There's definitely like scratches. There's some damage on the impellers, which we're replacing that. But it definitely look like something solid's been ripping and tearing. I think at this point in time, I think there's two V-bands that hold this thing together, and bear with me because I could be wrong as fuck, but I also got the electrical connections undone, and just gonna keep on trucking along here. Don't want to jinx myself, guys, but so far so good. All that holds the exhaust housing and compressor housing on to the center section is just this clamp, which was kind of a pain in the butt to get to, but with some extensions and the swivel made it happen. So got that off. There is, I don't know what normal shaft play is. You know, guys know I'm a carburetor guy and such, but you can't even see. I'm gonna have to get my flashlight on my phone. Let's see if we can get you guys in there with the phone flashlight. Oh, you can see way more good now. Can I hold it and do this at the same time though? I know you can't really see it. I feel like I'm going to assume that's not good. I mean, it's not huge, but at this point in time, I got to get the other side off. It looks like the other, of course, the other side is facing downward, and I'm sure there's not going to be a bajillion things in the way of that. But I think that's all that's holding us on. It's just that one last clamp. Boom. There we go, guys. Honestly, that went a lot smoother than I thought it was going to. The only thing that really fought me was the clamp for the hot side, exhaust side. And the only reason it fought me, actually, is because once I loosened it, it would spin upward, at which point in time I couldn't get to it. And there just wasn't enough room for me to get my hand in here and stabilize it and loosen it at the same time. That was the hardest part. After that, man, got it loose. Little gentle tap with the hammer, pop the center section loose. It moves. It's not honestly as grody as I thought it was going to be. However, I believe this is the teeths. This is one of the teethuses off of, I believe, the vanes. I do see a bunch of rivets. I assume those are. I don't know if there's supposed to be a tooth in all of those. If that's the case, I'm missing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 of those. But at this point in time, I probably kind of need to wait for my buddy Sean to show up. Because he has torn turbos apart before, Ezra. I have not. Pulling the turbo out, I wasn't particularly concerned about tearing it apart. I am. So I'm probably going to clean everything up. But I mean, it moves okay. Kinda. Which makes me concerned that this is bad, because this is the expensive part. These are like $900. And I'm not going to lie, that was more than I wanted to spend on that. And that was the cheapest route that I could go to make this happen. But I mean, we kept the exhaust side on here. I'm probably going to pressure wash and clean all that crap up. Probably just stuff a rag in there. I would like to not look like this when I throw it back together. I might even like wire wheel the charge pipe and just make it look decent. Make it look like somebody gave a shit when they put this back together. But I think you can plug this in and put the truck in auxiliary, not start it. And this should move. If it doesn't move, unfortunately, I'm about to spend $900. This right here, guys, is tore apart as I'm going to go until Sean gets here. This does move. We're going to tear it all apart and clean it because we got all the stuff to rebuild it anyways. But I did plug in the actuator. Had the girlfriend flip the key. It does move. So we got real lucky there because that was about to be $900 that I'd... Honestly, I mean, I have it, but that would have hurt. That would have hurt. So at this point in time, I think I'm going to clean everything up the best I can until he gets here. I want to get some like high temp paint and paint everything, clean everything up, lube everything. And when he gets here, I'll have someone here that knows turbos and we'll sling it back together. Trucking along, guys, as I have time between my hectic work and life schedule. Thus far, I degreased everything, wire wheeled it. Actually, kind of soaked it in some gas, wire wheeled it again, blew it off. I'm going to say she's about ready for paint. As far as this side, I'm going to be honest, being a bit fresh to diesel stuff, I didn't think this was that stuck when I pulled it apart, but this got the same treatment. Is degreaser, pressure washed, and then gas and pressure washed. And the ease of movement this has, even like having no oil in it, is, I don't know, let's say 60% easier. I mean, like you would have to literally, you had to push this in, and then the weight of it was barely enough to pull it out. And see, God, what a huge difference. But at this point in time, I think I'm going to pull the exhaust side too. I might be lying about that, but I feel like I should. I may or may not do it. I've cleaned everything else. I feel like I should pull that off and clean it too. Plus I want to paint all this stuff, maybe heat wraps and stuff. And I just feel like not taking those 4 bolts and that clamp off, it'd really be half-assing this. I don't know. We'll see. I feel like with the front part of the turbo off, it's not going to be that big of a deal to get that rear bolt that everyone complains about. But again, I'm very novice to this. We will think about it. One of those might be broke already. I don't know. We'll figure it out. I'm going to bed. And but look, I almost let myself get carried away and hit this with some aggressive sandpaper and started to polish it. Like, dude, this isn't a hot rod. This is your daily commuter. You just need to get back to work, back and forth from work, and not freeze your ass off, because it was like 42 this morning, and this tent has no heat, and it has a window that doesn't always stay up. It race cars pretty good, but it doesn't daily driver so well. Wow, like, I don't know, almost a week later, kind of crunch time. It is Sunday. I have to drive this to work on Wednesday. We have plans Tuesday afternoon. So, I'm kind of doing what I can. At this point in time, I need a pair of, like, little baby ass, like, are they snap ring pliers to get that guy out. And then there's one on the other side as well. And then I assume that's going to let me pull this the rest of the way apart, at which point in time I'm going to shoot it with some paint. And speaking of paint, we got some 600-degree engine enamel for the compressor side. The girlfriend was like, why? I'm like, because it matches the truck. Well, it matches the truck. It looks pretty. Also did the intercooler pipe and went ahead and hit the turbo. And while we're under the hood here, I got the new oil line on. I got the new drain tube in. That was a pain in the butt, because actually the previous owner or previous mechanics, the drain tube was broke, pretty much flush, and they just siliconed it. And I couldn't get the new one in because, like I said, the old one was broken, they're flush. So now I'm going to need to drain my oil, which I was going to do anyways. And hopefully I can get my little pieces of shrapnel that went in, out, or we drop in the pan, so that blows. Also went ahead and just shot some paint on the exhaust side of the turbo housing and manifold. It is, was it like 1,000 degree? I went way hotter on that. 2,000 degree, motherfuckers. 2,000 degree, 600 degree. That stuff should stay looking pretty decent once I get it back together. It'll look real pretty with that billet compressor in it. At this point in time, I'm kind of at a standstill because I don't have those snap rings. I'm just going to continue to kind of like clean up, paint stuff, get everything as in here as I can be, so when Sean can come here and help, we can set the actuator arm, rebuild this thing, jam it back in. We're going to get back to work here in just a second, guys, but I want to show you something. So we've all met Finn and Mr. Mouse, but this, Missy, where you going? Hey, oh, ma'am. Oh, she's all the way. Let me go get her. Miss Penny, what you doing, girl? Ooh, yeah, buddy. Doris, what are you doing? Oh, hi, girl. This is Penny, everybody. And this is Stelly Belly, and a fat man, and the Midas. We all know him. We all know all the other ones. But I just wanted to introduce her real quick. I got some pliers. I don't know why I can't think of the word right now, but snap ring, pliers. We're gonna replace these bushings real quick and start putting this thing back together. Jesus Christ, guys! I wish I was checking in to say that things are going good, but in my ignorance, I thought that maybe the drain tube would be a little easier to put on the drain side of the block first, and then bolt everything up on the turbo from the bottom. I was wrong, or I was just not quite doing it the way that other people do. Long story short, I broke and snapped my bolts, so I have had to pull everything off, drill it, tap it, and it now has grade 8 bolts holding it in, which is way overkill, but it's what I had. And this point, I'm going to jump back in here and try and get that turbo to go back in its home. Well, guys, I guess this is where we find out if I fucked up or not. Because, I mean, hooking up oil lines and, you know, coolant tubes and, you know, all that's pretty basic. But as far as turbo stuff, I don't know what the hell I'm doing. I don't know what I'm doing. I currently have the actuator off. I'm going to leave it off. I'm just gonna fire this thing up real quick and just make sure it doesn't make like any crazy ass noises. Maybe get some actual oil into the turbo. I did use assembly lube on everything that spun, moved, touched something else. So at this point in time, I'm gonna try and fire this thing up. Oh, here we go, guys. We'll talk about nervous. I am very much that. I'm very, very much that. Oh, is she working now? Shut's blown out. Damn. Oh fuck. That's what's up. Boom, guys, everything's working good. I was leaking a little bit of oil. I found that it's actually coming from right there where the sensor for the VGT goes, but clearly we don't have it on there. And that's where I stand. Is I need somebody with a computer or a scanner to sync this thing. Otherwise, like, besides putting the intake on, I'm done. I want to change the oil, fill the coolant back up, but yeah, I'm probably going to throw this intake on. If I don't think it's going to take up too much space, I think I'm going to be okay. Oh yeah, no oil leaks besides just where I don't have the VGT hooked up where the sensor goes in yet, but it's my only little dribble I got so far. Need somebody to come over and calibrate this damn thing because I got it all disconnected right now. Yes, sir. Well, they've gotten lucky, guys. I just kind of watched a video on how to set the actuator. Still going to need resynced or relearned or whatever, to my knowledge. But I mean, that's how she sounded before. The actuator is very clearly doing its thing. When you put the truck in auxiliary, you hear it go through its full cycle. Sounds just like it did before, maybe a little more spooly, but I mean that could be because the vanes are slightly more closed, I guess, than before. But at this point in time, I need some coolant in here. I want to change the oil again. I just kind of used what I had laying around, which Wasn't the right Earl, but it was Earl and it was clean. I didn't want to fire this up with the old oil in it, even though it wasn't that old. Just try to give myself some sort of success right here since I've never done it. But at this point in time, I need to run in town, get fluids, and then take this thing to get reset, relearned, realigned, whatever the fuck. I think I'm gonna wrap this up, guys. I put about 50 miles on the truck so far. Everything's doing what it's supposed to. My exhaust brake even works for the first time since I've had the truck. But yeah, dude. I took it to my buddy's, and he wanted to resync it, and the turbo was doing exactly what the computer was demanding that it do. So honestly, we just sent it. Otherwise, I was going to take that the fucking thing, the VGT controller off, and then program it, and then put it back on, and then fucking resync it and everything. But dude, everything's working great. Getting good fuel mileage. Truck fires up perfect. Goes through the whole warm-up process. Like I said, my exhaust brake works. I couldn't be happier, man. So next time your turbo goes out, maybe debate on coughing up the $500 to rebuild it instead of $3,500 to get you a new one.